Hello everyone, this is the Mobscast, and today we're back with the new Redstone video. Now today's a little bit different, because I need this sheet of paper here to explain to you what's going on. So every now and the end of the video you'll see it pop up. So here, I don't know if you've been watching the YouTube channel MumboJumbo, but he has something called the Death Star, right? And in one of the episodes, the Death Star is a fighting arena where they have Elytra and they go around and they try to fight each other. But in the episode, one of the episodes, they have it, so they have teams. So they have 2 on one team, on 2 on the other. So of course I have the general redstone here, so you put your stuff in here, the armor comes from here, and it's dispensed from the droppers, the dispensers, and that's fine. I was like, what if you wanted to have teams that were truly random, right? So I made a system to do that. So let's flick on the lever. I'll tell you who's on one team. So player 4, player 3, player 2, player 1. And of course, it's constantly changing, but you always have one or the other. Now, it's not necessarily truly random because I needed it to make it so you have even teams, right? So it turns out that there's only 2 randomizers here. I don't know if you can see this. So we have 1 randomizer here. We have 1 randomizer here, right? So randomizer 1 and randomizer 2, right? This goes with player 1, and that's player 2. And then we have a little system where we have yes and no, and then we have a little system here where it's yes and no. I'm sure you can see that pretty fine. And then what happens is we say, if this is yes, and if this is yes, then player 3, because this is what its players were, player 3, so P3 is no. If this is no, then player 3 is yes. And if this is yes, player 4 is no. And if this is no, player 4 is yes. So when we have this system here, hold on, let me see it. So when we have this system here, the only thing it means is that player 4, as you can see right now on the game, is that player 4 cannot be in the same team as player 1. Yeah, and player 3 cannot be on the same system as player 2. So, yeah, we'll just change this. So this is really P4, and this is also P4. This is P3, and this is also P3. And you can see yes is the green, and no is the red. And now, of course, I split up into team red and team green. So that's how you get equal teams with it being more or less random. So I could calculate all the probabilities, but we could go in by saying further that the probability of it being yes for both players 1 and 2. So it's a 50% chance. So it's 1/2 times 1/2 equals 1/4. So for both player 1 and player 2 to be yes, it would be 1/4. But this also means that for players 3 and 4 are no. That means they are known. Right. And then so you can draw all the logics. So you have a 25% chance of this combination you can see right now on the screen happening. And then for the other combinations, but you can't, there's a 0% chance that you'll get a team of players 3 and 2, which also means 3 and 2, which also means that the other team is players 1 and 4. This will never happen. That is the one combination that cannot happen because I needed to make the teams even. Okay, that's good. So that's the logics there. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is you can see how this has been working. You've been seeing all the possible combinations. But let's take a look at the redstone behind this. This is all the redstone that's going on behind here. And you can see the randomization comes from this slime here. That's for players 1 and 3. And the players 1 and 4. And this slime here, which is players 2 and 3. So it's either in the on state or it's in the off state. On state or off state. And using NOT circuits and AND gates, we can determine NOT circuits, we can determine the off state for both players 4 and 3 based off of that. And using NOT circuits, we can also determine that yes, it's in an off state. So if it's on, if it's not on, if the pressure plate is not on, then the redstone torch is on. So it's in that off state, but it still measures that. And then it goes into an AND gate. So this only works if I have this button pressed. Now this button is going into a T flip-flop here, right? This button is going into a T flip-flop, so when I turn it off, it just won't work. Because what happens is it's still updating behind here, right? But it's not going through the AND gate. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with an AND gate, but what an AND gate does is right now, this one's on, but in order for this one to turn on, both of these have to have that input. And so that comes from the T flip-flop, and that comes from the randomization circuits. I hope that sort of more or less explained how this works. I know it looks super complicated, but it's not too much if you consider it's just NOT gates, and the randomizer going on here. And of course it's all connected, and it's super compact. So, yeah. Of course we'll draw it out like this. That button goes into a T flip-flop here, right? Which goes into the AND gates. So these go into the collective AND gates. So we say collective AND gates. So those represent all the AND gates there, right there. Next we have the 2 randomizer. So we have randomizer 1 and we have randomizer 2. Randomizer 1 goes both into the AND gates and it goes into a NOT gate, which goes into the AND gates. So we have another circuit that says if this one's on, so this goes into a NOT gate here, and this one also goes into a NOT gate here. So that's for the other player. And the same thing goes on this side. So this goes, there's one that goes into the collective AND gates here, there's also one that goes into a NOT gate here. And both have a NOT gate that they correspond to for the other players. This one also goes into a NOT gate here. So these are all the inputs, and then the AND gate goes into final output. That's basically the entire circuit, more or less. And that is super condensed into this mess here. And of course I made the outside to be pretty and whatever. The armor works like you expected. I have no armor on right now. You stick this on, and I have the correspective armor on. It's super simple. Of course, you go in, you take your armor off, say helmet goes in here, pants goes in here, boots go in there. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, leave a like. If you really did enjoy it, consider subscribing, because I do redstone like these videos pretty regularly now, because I like to do projects like this. And we also have the 1.0 automation series, so lots of stuff going on. So I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. Bye!